Have you ever stood before something so powerful, so majestic, that it took your breath away? A force of nature that commanded respect, even fear? For centuries, one creature has embodied this raw power, the lion. In ancient texts, the lion often appears as a symbol of destruction, a tool of divine judgment. But what if that's only half the story? What if the king of the jungle was also chosen to be a guardian? A furry, fearsome symbol of God's unwavering protection and supreme authority? Today, we are going to look beyond the roar of judgment and discover the untold story of God's lions. Let's journey back in time to the dusty plains of ancient Israel. Imagine a young shepherd boy, not yet a king, armed with only a staff and his faith. His name was David. Long before he faced the giant Goliath, David faced a different kind of giant, a predator that threatened his father's flock. The Bible tells us in 1 Samuel that a lion came and snatched a lamb. What did David do? He didn't run. He didn't hide. Filled with a strength that came from God, he pursued the lion, struck it, and rescued the lamb from its mouth. When the lion turned on him, he seized it by its mane and defeated it. This wasn't just a tale of youthful bravery. It was a profound lesson. God didn't just give David the strength to defeat a physical threat. He was demonstrating his own authority over the most powerful forces of the natural world. The lion, a symbol of ultimate earthly power, was no match for the power of God working through a faithful servant. God was showing David and all of us that his protection is absolute. He can turn the fiercest predator into a stepping stone for his chosen ones. David's victory wasn't his own. It was a declaration that the God of Israel reigns supreme over every king, both human and beast. Now, let's fast forward a few centuries. We find ourselves in the opulent, yet treacherous courts of Babylon. A man named Daniel, known for his wisdom and unwavering devotion to God, has earned the favor of the king. But this favor breeds jealousy. Conspirators, envious of his position, tricked the king into signing an unchangeable decree. For 30 days, anyone who prays to any god or man other than the king will be thrown into a den of lions. Daniel knew the decree. He knew the penalty. Yet 3 times a day, he went to his room, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed to his God, just as he had always done. He chose faithfulness over fear. He was discovered, and the king, heartbroken, was forced to carry out the sentence. Daniel was cast into the lion's den. A stone was rolled over the entrance, sealing his fate. To the world, it was a death sentence. But in that dark den, something miraculous happened. The God who gave David strength over one lion now commanded an entire pride. As dawn broke, the worried king rushed to the den and called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" And from the darkness, a voice replied, "It was Daniel. My God sent his angel," he said, "and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight." Think about the sheer power in that moment. God didn't destroy the lions, he didn't make them disappear, he simply shut their mouths. The lions, instruments of terror and execution, were transformed into peaceful companions. They became living, breathing monuments to God's protective power. In that pit, the lions weren't a sign of judgment on Daniel. They became a symbol of judgment on the powers that conspired against him. God used the very thing meant for destruction to demonstrate his absolute authority and his tender care for those who trust in him. The lions became Daniel's protectors, their silent presence a testament to a power far greater than any earthly king or decree. This theme of divine authority over nature's fiercest predators doesn't end there. Let's consider the story of Samson, a man set apart from birth, blessed with supernatural strength. In the book of Judges, as a young man, Samson is traveling when a young lion comes roaring toward him. The Spirit of the Lord comes powerfully upon him, and he tears the lion apart with his bare hands. Again, we see a direct confrontation where divine power completely overrides natural law. The lion, a symbol of untamed wilderness and danger, is effortlessly subdued. This wasn't just a feat of strength. It was a sign of Samson's calling. God was showing that the power he bestows contained the untamable. Later, Samson returns to the lion's carcass and finds something extraordinary. A swarm of bees had made a hive inside it, and it was filled with honey. From the strong came forth something sweet. This is such a beautiful picture of God's redemptive power. The very thing that represented a deadly threat was transformed into a source of life and sweetness. God can take our most terrifying encounters, our fiercest battles, and from them, bring forth unexpected blessings and nourishment for our journey. The defeated lion became a vessel for honey, a symbol that God's authority doesn't just protect us from danger. It can transform our past struggles into sources of future strength and joy. These stories paint a consistent and powerful picture. From David the shepherd to Daniel the statesman to Samson the judge, the lion is more than just a beast. It's a divine prop in a grander play. When confronted by those who walk in God's authority, the lion's roar is silenced. Its power is nullified. It is forced to bow to a higher king. These encounters were divine appointments, designed to reveal a profound truth. The God we serve holds the leash of every lion. He has dominion over every threat, every fear, every power that sets itself against us. This isn't just ancient history. It speaks directly to us today. What are the lions in your life? Maybe it's not a literal roaring beast. Maybe it's a terrifying diagnosis, a financial crisis, a broken relationship, or an overwhelming sense of anxiety and fear. These things can feel just as deadly, just as powerful as a lion in a den. They roar, they threaten to consume us, and they can make us feel trapped and helpless. But the message of God's lions is a message of hope. The same God who shut the mouths of the lions for Daniel, who gave David strength to overcome, and who brought sweetness from Samson's struggle, is with you right now. He has not changed. His power and authority are just as absolute today as they were thousands of years ago. He is not surprised by the lions you face. In fact, He can use them to display His glory and His protection in your life. When you feel surrounded, remember Daniel's den. God's presence can turn your darkest pit into a sanctuary of peace. When you feel weak and defenseless, remember David. God's strength is made perfect in your weakness, enabling you to face down threats you could never handle alone. And when you look back at past struggles and see only pain, remember Samson's lion. Trust that God can bring something sweet and life-giving from your hardest battles. The lion, therefore, is not just a symbol of danger, but a profound symbol of God's sovereignty. It reminds us that no power on earth, no government, no sickness, no enemy, no fear is greater than our God. He is the true king of the jungle, the King of Kings, and He holds all authority in His hands. The question is not how big your lions are, but how big is your God? When we choose to trust Him, to walk in faith like Daniel, we place ourselves under His divine protection. The roars of the world may grow loud, but they are silenced by the authority of the one who commands the lions. So next time you feel fear creeping in, picture that den. See the lions, powerful and majestic, lying peacefully at Daniel's feet. See them not as a threat, but as a furry, fearsome testament to the fact that you are protected by the King of the universe. He has shut the mouths of your lions. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this message encouraged you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that explores the depth and wonder of faith. We'd love to hear in the comments what lions God has helped you face. Until next time, walk in faith, not in fear.